Hello and welcome back to another Talking About episode. I'm your host Teddy, and today I'm being joined once again by
Hayden.
And today we're going to be talking about the TMNT 2003 Season 2 Episode 10, The Ultimate Ninja. So, what do you think about this episode briefly, if you can describe it briefly?
Weird. Very weird.
Okay. Can you explain a little bit more on weird?
Well, speaking briefly, of course, it was very different. Not what I was expecting for one of these episodes. After the crazy shenanigans we had the last few episodes, it was just very weird, and I was very taken aback by it.
You have to say that it does feel weird to go straight into something like this, where it's all magical, multi-dimensional kind of stuff with like Ultimate Ninja and just the whole action kind of thing. It does seem like quite weird compared to like the other like past episodes, where it just feels like weird to get back into the normalcy of things. So that's kind of cool, but at the same time it does feel like kind of weird. But you have to say that overall for this episode, I thought it was enjoyable for the most part. But yeah. Okay, so for the first bit, we do get to see the Ultimate Ninja. He arrives into our universe, or the Tales universe. So I don't think there's really too much we can really talk about for that bit there, but like, what do you think about the character overall?
Overall, I think this is a very mysterious character, someone that I've never seen before, and is very different from the usual norm of things. Like it's very different. It's very out there. To be honest, I thought it was another version of Shredder at one point. I thought, why does this guy sound and look like Shredder? Is he like, did Shredder survive and take over a new humanoid body and now wants revenge? Like, that's what my first thoughts were. But as we explore deeper into this character, it's certainly very, very strange. Like, he appears out the blue in this giant orb in the sky, and I'm like, what is going on? Like, is he from a different planet? Is he Shredder? I'm just really confused about it all. But of course, that was just like the first meeting of him.
You have to say that because I'd say that because I know the Ultimate Ninja's full story. My opinions may be a bit tainted because of that, but I'd say that, like, just basing off of this first episode, I think he's like a pretty decent character. Just seeing him just going around trying to fight and just trying to be like the best character and all that kind of stuff. And I do think there's a lot of interesting stuff about him that I do think is later developed in with it, as the series goes on. But also, I do think that his character is very like one-sided, where he just has like one goal. He's not very interesting as you like find out more about him. It's just really disappointing because he has so much potential in this episode, where it sets up the whole multi-dimensional kind of things and stuff like that, the whole more ninja stuff. There's also stuff which I do enjoy that he brings to this universe, but I just find him to be a very boring character. So yeah. Okay, so for after that, we do get to see Leonardo. He's doing his teeth, and he's talking to April, or no, he's talking to Splinter about April before Splinter goes on a very weird streak of just talking about how his hair has never felt so good because of April. Yeah, what do you think about that little bit there?
To be honest, it was really weird to quickly jump back into things, especially with the layer. Like, I wasn't expecting the turtles to return to the underground layer so quickly after everything that's happened, and with the whole clangs going on, and including the TCRI, I wasn't expecting it to be so sudden, if you get what I mean. I thought they was going to stay at the barn for a bit longer till the heat died down, but of course they have to progress the story somehow, so jumping straight back into things. Although it's cool to see them back in the layer, I'm not a fan of it. Like, this sudden jump after what had just happened was quite significant, and they're just back at the layer like nothing ever happened. If you get one, if you understand where I'm coming from with that, basically.
I understand where you're coming from, but I think that, like, with something like this, like, how long do you leave it for? I just think it's just like there's no like real way you can really go around it. I think, if anything, the reflection episode was probably like I mean, we've already gone over how bad it was with this reusing clips, but I think that even with the whole them getting away for the break, I thought it was good, but at the same time, it does feel a bit weird that there's, I know, there's something about it where I just feel like no matter what they did in this situation, whether they spent more episodes in the farm or if they didn't have any episodes in the farm, it would just be like a weird situation no matter what. But yeah,
Yeah,
but
understandable.
but yeah, what do you mean about my splinter going on about his luscious hair?
I that just kind of took me by surprise. Like, what? Why is he using shampoo? Like, why is he using conditioner? Like, I was very like taken back by it all. Like, oh, Splinter's now into pedicures. I'm like, what? What is going on? Like, we have just jumped so far into this, and I'm like, I'm still trying to understand what's going on. Like, why is he asking for tips from April? I'm like, what? It was very weird. That's all I can say.
Hashtag girl for Splinter.
Oh god.
Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it as that. So after that, there's a few little bits where Raph was getting annoyed by the TV, Mikey making some popcorn, and Casey accidentally trips over a brick in the floor, and that caused Leonardo to save the VHS tape. And they watched the movie. Anything to say about those scenes?
Not really, no. Luckily enough, Leo was able to save the VHS tape, and me saying VHS just sounds like, wow, VHS. That is like,
Cool, we're old. we
Yeah.
remember those.
yeah, just remember it's like, wow, VHS. Yeah, no, that was some time ago now. Unfortunately for us, VHS. I remember watching VHS as a kid, just rewinding it with a pencil. The tapes, that was some fun times. That was.
Yeah, because I say for me, I really enjoyed the VHS because, because I enjoyed the movies and stuff which I watched on them. But it's annoying that I never had the 2003 shown on VHS tapes, but I had the show from the 80s, which was good, but it's not the 2003 one, so I was quite annoyed by that. But yeah, I have to say that overall for these scenes, there wasn't really too much to it. Casey just being just so stupid, it annoys me. But after that, I feel like got here possibly one of the weirdest bits with Donnie, and he goes, I don't know, how about a ice cream run? Like, please tell me you thought that was weird, like I did.
Yeah, no, it was certainly very weird. It's like, oh, let's go for an ice cream run. I'm like, okay.
It didn't sound natural whatsoever.
Yeah, it definitely sounded out of the ordinary with that one.
Yeah, I mean, there's like because it was something really cool. He's an interesting person, but and with the voices, he does a really great job at Donatello. But there's a few lines like this one through another character which he plays, where he just has, where he sounds like he doesn't put any emotion into it. He sounds like he puts like lots of effort into like most roles, but then like every now and again you just get like that odd one take which just doesn't sound right, but they still cut it in no matter what. So yeah. But also we've got to see a different side of Splinter where he wants to go out with the turtles because he wants ice cream. I mean, comparing this to how he was at the beginning of the show, it feels so weird to see him like this.
No, it certainly was. It was very weird. Like, he's now opening up to this new reality. Like, he's becoming more part of the turtles' life outside of the lair. Like, he wants to see and help them out, and also keep them out of trouble half the time.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't hate it or anything. I actually like it. It's just so weird to see two big differences from like where it was at the beginning of the season where he hated Toad's going up to the streets and all that. So now he just wants to go out to have an ice cream. just because. I mean, it's just so. If anything, it's so weird to be talking like saying this out loud. Like, must be having ice cream, huh?
Yeah, it's even weird saying that Master Splinter wants like tips from April about how to do conditioner and hair and pedicures. It's weird, isn't it?
Well, that's Girl Boss Splinter, so you know.
Yeah, I guess Splinter's taking a new way of doing things now, I guess.
Yeah. So after that, we do get to see the turtles. They do get the ice cream, and that's when the Ultimate Ninja shows up and throws a dagger at Leo, and Leo turns around quickly to catch it. What do you think about that bit there?
It's nice to know that Leo hasn't lost his touch. Otherwise, he would be dead.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say like, it's like really good to see that scene. I must admit, it is quite cool to see him do something like that. But I must admit, with Splinter's line, it did sound weird and stupid because, I mean, the dagger is like an ordinary dagger in this universe, except this one has a bit of ribbon tied at the end of it. It's like, oh yes, I've seen that dagger. It's a dangerous thing and all that kind of. I mean, it's just a dagger with a bit of ribbon. It can mean literally anything. Considering like the turtles like wrap, like cloth around their weapons. It's so weird that it's like, oh yes, I know this one.
Yeah, that now that you say it, it does sound weird. How did he know what it was? Like, how did Splinter know what half the stuff was? Like, that's my question.
You'll find out at the end of the season. That's all I'm going to say about that as of right now. So yeah, and then we do get to see a new character come in called the Gyoji, and he's a referee of fights. Do you have anything to say about his character?
Certainly very different, but he reminded me of the Jade Warriors in excuse me, I can't speak. Shredder's Palace, like those ones, and I'm thinking, okay, he must be like one of those figures, but he seems to be less violent but more calm. If you get what I mean?
Yeah, it can be anything further from like those like foot ninjas.
Yep.
No, this might surprise you as well. The person who did the voice for the Joji did the voice of the fish droid in this show.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Learn something new every day.
Yeah, I mean, I think that overall his character, it's okay. There's not much to him. He's just there. But he does give Leo the worst choice ever. Either fight and maybe die, or don't fight and everyone dies. Like what?
Yeah, a hard choice there, mate.
Yeah, I mean, it's so stupid because like Splinter's like, Leonardo, you gotta choose. I'm like, what choice is there? You're gonna die if he doesn't agree to it.
Yeah, it was very weird. Like, this guy so pretentious on how he like says things as well. Like, you can either do this, you die, or do this, and everyone dies. Like, there is no break with it, is there?
Yeah. It's just so weird, and yeah, I mean, even like with stuff like whether like I'm gonna do like hop back to seeing like the turtles like watching Leonardo. It's just like so weird and bizarre just because like cheering him on. Why? He can't hear it. They try to fight the bubble even though they can't get out of it. There's like a lot of like stupid Mikey moments. That is just so annoying because I'm much rather spending time watching the Leo versus Ultimate Ninja fight instead of coming back to this, which is just pointless and adds nothing to the show whatsoever.
Yeah, no. I did have the same thing. It's like, we want to watch the Leo and the mysterious ninja fight, not listen to them ramble on, even though they have no control over the situation.
Yeah, it's just so bizarre. Okay, let's talk about the first fight with Leo and the Ultimate Ninja in the park. What do you think about that fight scene there?
That was a good fight scene. I haven't seen a fight scene like that in quite a while, so it was pretty cool to see them like have a full-on duel. Like, this was like the first proper initiated duel that I've seen. It's not like one of those street fights. This is like a proper duel. Like, it's ruled, it's regulated, and there is these different things about it. Like, it's interesting to know because you're learning about all these different rules about this ancient art and order, and it was really cool to see how this guy worked, how this guy operated, what's his powers, what's his abilities, what's his weapons, compared to the turtles' more primitive style of approach, if you get what I mean.
You had to say that, like, with the actual fight, it was like really cool to see like this kind of fight where it's more hands-on combat kind of thing, a bit more deadly, a bit more rough, and all that kind of stuff. And I thought that worked really well. But I think for like what we were saying earlier about like stuff with the lair, it just felt so weird to see like Leonardo just like casually in the park and just going out to just maybe go out and murder someone. It's just like so weird to like see like this kind of setting, considering like normally when you get because I think the only time we've seen this before was in episode 4, the one where I got to see Casey for the first time. So we don't really get to see the park too often, and it just feels like quite weird to see like all trees and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I mean, for some reason, it's giving me like vibes with the Future Japan setting. But it was, I mean, but other than that, I thought it was a really great fight to see in like a more brutal kind of thing, and even seeing Leo like swirling train around his like swords and stuff like that. It was like really great to see all that kind of stuff, which I really did enjoy, and stuff which I did like to see throughout this episode. I just wish they kept like this kind of stuff up throughout the whole series. But yeah, so then after that, we do get to see the truck fight, where we do get to see Leo and also Ninja fighting on the truck. Yeah, do you have anything to say about that fight scene there?
The truck scene was certainly interesting because we get to see them fight in a different environment, which is quite cool, because we haven't seen many other fights. Like, sure, we got the park, and then, of course, the van. It was pretty cool to see the different areas of New York. However, I'm surprised no one noticed them fighting on the van. Like, how did no one pick up on the fact there was a giant turtle and a mysterious figure on top of a moving van going through central New York? Like, does that not ring any alarm bells?
Well, it's a total universe, so what do you expect?
Yeah, I shouldn't really ponder on that, but hey ho.
Yeah,
It's the story, I guess.
yeah, I mean, I had to say, like, I had to say, like, just like what you were saying, it was like really nice to see like a nice variety of different settings which don't normally get to see in this episode, where we do get to see lots of like really nice fights. And with the one on the truck, it was no exception. That was a really great, unique one where it was it must admit, it was very quick. I was a little disappointed by that because I really did enjoy this fast-paced setting where it's a little bit more dangerous than all the others, compared to like the bridge where they try to fake Leo's death despite he going into water. Like, what? But like, I mean, compare that to a moving truck. Yeah, okay, that's a bit more dangerous. But it was, yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it. I just wish we got to see a little bit more of this. I mean, one thing which was a bit weird, and I feel like you're going to have a few opinions about this, about the Ultimate Ninja cheating with him teleporting away. Do you have anything to say about that bit there, with how the like cheating will be regulated afterwards?
Yeah, no, I was thinking, sure, like, the cheating, that's pretty bad, but when they said, oh, it'll be after the game, it's like, how's that gonna work? He's gonna die before they could even announce he cheated, you know? Like, what's the point?
Yeah, it's like stupid and weird. I mean, to be honest, it didn't really make any difference whatsoever because they're still beating, but that's not the point. It's just so weird and stupid that this is what happens. I mean, because even in the end, like, at the end of the season, with what happens there, for all who know, they know, nothing like this happens there, so I'm just so confused by all this. Yeah, I mean, he would not be good at the Olympics.
Yeah, no, he certainly would be.
Yeah, so after that, we do get to see the final fight where Leo fights him on the bridge, he falls off, and he comes back, and he beats him. Anything to say about those scenes there?
The bridge was a really nice environment, and I think whoever did the bridge scenes did an actual really good job in trying to capture the whole, like, how huge it is and how big it is and all the animations with the cars going underneath it. I thought it was a really cool environment which they decided to do, because we haven't seen the bridge in quite a while, and to have a sort of epic battle on top of it, and then having everything else going on beneath it, it was a really cool scene, and someone actually took the time and effort to make that.
Yeah, to see that it was like a really like nice scene to see, like this fight scene go down. I really enjoyed it in the game, which was based off this season, and they did a whole level on this bit here, and I thought it was really great. It's just it had a different kind of feeling to all the other levels because you got to see all the backgrounds in the game, and it just felt so different. It was an amazing experience in the game. But even like seeing this fight scene here, I mean, with the bit where he was like, falling off the bridge into water, I mean, to be honest, I don't know why they made it out to be such a big thing, or sort of made it. I mean, he wasn't going to die from that. I mean, he could swim and all that kind of stuff. So it just seemed like stupid there, and all the was like, oh my god, I can't believe he's dead, despite him like dropping into water. Ugh. But I mean, with how he beat him, I thought that was pretty cool. But at the same time, I do feel like at this point in the episode, they were just sort of like just done with like the Ultimate Ninja, and sort of just and made him a bit weak. I don't know if you got that feeling as well, where at the end it's just like Leo beat him because he has to beat him, and just in the end of the episode and all that kind of stuff, or is that just me?
To be honest, I see where you're coming from, but I was going more of the lines of that the guy was so incompetent and so headstrong on him wanting like his revenge and his honor, his dignity and his pride. That was what caused him to lose sight of what was actually important within the fight, his honor.
Yeah, no, I mean, because I say it's really annoying just because even though I can see that, but at the same time, like he can teleport. Why didn't he do that? And throughout this whole episode, he's proven that he can fight, and yet he didn't bother to like really dodge any of the moves. He was just sort of just getting beaten up for no real reason, but he could have stopped like at least some of it. But I know that like where you're coming from, it does make sense, but at the same time, he still could have done something, but he just didn't do anything. It's just felt like they made him weaker at the very end just because they didn't know what to do and had to speed things up.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Yeah, but he does summon a dragon, and that is very quickly destroyed in half. Do you have anything to say about that very small scene there?
It was cool to see, but I'm thinking, where the hell's this dragon come from? Like, why is it here? Why are there dragons now? Like, it was very weird. I just couldn't keep up on what actually was happening. Like, this guy's got katanas, shurikens, dragons. I'm like, what else is he gonna pull out next?
Yeah, I mean, it's really like cool to see all this like this whole dragon come out. It was really cool. Shame it like lasted only a few seconds, but like if he can do this and he can do probably a whole lot more, why didn't he use this throughout the battle with Leo? And that's like what I'm trying to say with like last bit where he was being quite like quickly. He pulled out a dragon from nowhere after he was defeated. He could have done something to stop Leo. It's just.
He could have killed him with the dragon on the moving van, and then that would have been it. Done.
Yeah, there's so much he could have done. It's just so annoying they like nerfed him at the very end. But then we do get to see another new character called Vidamio. What do you think about him?
Now that was certainly interesting because this mysterious 8-foot tall figure just appears out of nowhere. And I'm thinking, who the hell is he? Like, is he Ultron? Is he Shredder's long lost brother? I'm like, what is going on? I have no idea who this guy was. Like, he was very alien to me. Like, he's not from this plane of existence. He's not from this world or dimension, to speak. But it was cool to see him. Like, this guy is like a god in his universe. Like, he's an emperor, he's a king, he's meant to rule. And then of course he explains the origins of Splinter, and the fighting techniques that the turtles use and the Utron use, and how they brought it to Earth, or like millennia before like Utron landed there. And it's really weird because it's opening up this new story arc that I'm thinking, was Japan invented? Like, was the whole history and culture of Japanese culture developed by an alien race? It's weird, isn't it? Like, you're thinking about this.
It's also just because I know what it is, and I think that once you see the episodes that explains everything and shows everything, you're gonna be in love with it, especially with. I mean, just because there's multiversal stuff and that kind of stuff, and basically, like, where they're from is a place in between dimensions, stuff like that, and I feel like you're gonna love like that setting, the characters, and I mean, if you're really excited about this kind of stuff now, just wait until you get to those episodes.
Right.
But okay, with that being said, what do you think is gonna happen with this story arc?
I have no idea, to be honest. After seeing all this just after the space arc that we had, in which we had the Triceratons, the Utrons, the Federation, I don't know how this could like open up to more. Like, surely we can't go past the space arc. Surely, like, this is going into dimensions now. Sure, we've got the space, but now we're going into the multiverse. I really can't put a number on it. Like, I really can't.
Okay, well, yeah, it does go from, like, it's just so weird. Just like this whole season, it's just a very weird one that's all over the place, because you've got like space stuff at the beginning, then you got VR stuff and the Secret Origin stuff, then you got some normal stuff, and then like near the end of the season you go like you go different dimensions. You name it, it's there. It's a weird season.
And I just can't keep up with it anymore.
Yeah, it's a very weird and wacky season, but I think that it's also probably one of the weakest seasons. But I think you will enjoy a lot of the latest stuff with all the dimensional stuff, just because of how weird and wacky some of the stuff is, and it's just a lot of stuff which I feel like you're gonna be like, oh my god, and then that happened, oh my god.
Gotcha, okay.
But yeah, so what do you think about this episode overall?
Overall, I thought this was a pretty cool one. Like, this was, sure, it was weird and wacky and completely different, and I had no idea what was going on, but I thought it was pretty cool seeing all the different fights, the little hints that Japanese culture may not be actually from Earth. It was certainly an interesting episode.
Yeah, let's say that overall, like, looking at where things go from this episode, it is interesting to see that this is where it all started from, with this kind of stuff, which I'd say it's like quite interesting, because like how far apart from, like, how different it is, like, from the other episodes. But like, seeing how things started here, it's, I think the best way to describe it, and the best example to give, which I feel like might understand where I'm coming from, is the Karai situation in 2012, where like Karai had a very she had a very great personality, but then like in season 2, she's like the whole plot of the season, stuff like that. It's like that kind of drastic change. So it's just so weird to see like how like this is where it all started from. But yeah, okay, do you want to hear some trivia about this episode now?
Let's hear it.
Okay, so this is the first appearance of the Ultimate Ninja, the Yoji, and also Jamyo. But also, these characters also like created just for this show, so that's also the reason why I haven't seen them before, and they never appeared ever again.
Oh.
Yeah.
Really?
No. So, and Yoji, he appears in the comics, but the stuff which not many people know about, so yeah.
Just after putting out all the stocks with these characters, and then they're not going to be in anymore. Like, What's the point? Just to drive up the views and to give people like the hope that it's gonna like be something important.
Yeah, I mean, like 2003, it has a few characters which are brought back into other versions, such as like Han, Angel, and another character called Agent Bishop. But apart from now, all the new characters in 2003, they're never seen ever again. Really, it's hopeless. Really, just like these characters, I highly doubt will ever be used again. I mean, such as like Tyler, he that was his only appearance in the show. The Monster Hunter, she was only recently brought back into the comics for one issue, and now it's like nearly 20 years between her first appearance and the most recent one. That is so annoying because the 2003 show has so many great characters, great storylines, and you ever don't use them, and it's I mean, just like even like Garbage Man, he was like last year's like this season actually, and then was only recently brought back for a one panel bit in like 2022. It's just so stupid and annoying that they don't use his characters to their full advantage, because they have so many great characters from the show, but they hardly ever use them. I mean, the Foot Mystics, they don't appear ever again apart from the show. It's just Okay, moving on. Okay, so the fictional Rio Goto movie from that tells Spencer and April watching on TV is a spoof from the real world movie called Rio Brave from 1959. Have you seen that movie?
Don't think I have, no, unfortunately.
Okay. The Ultimate Ninja declares that Leo defeated Shredder. However, during the last battle with him, all the Turtles defeated him, not just Leo. It's possible he's referring to the battle. Is possible he's referring to the battle on the Fruit headquarters, in which Leo was responsible for the defeat of Shredder. Wow. Yeah, I did not think about that one. That's a really big screw up. That's yeah. So I wonder if this whole episode was actually like meant to come out earlier or something like that. It's yeah, okay, that's
Maybe.
How did I screw that up? That's okay. Moving on. Okay, so for the cast, we've got Donatello voiced by Sam Riegel, Leonardo voiced by Michael St. Nicholas, Michelangelo voiced by Wayne Grayson, Raphael voiced by Frank Frankson, also known as Gregory Abbey, Splinter voiced by Darren Dunstan, Ultimate Ninja voiced by Ted Lewis, and we'll be looking at him in just a second. Now this bit where it's a bit weird. For minor characters, you've got Casey and April, but they are very important characters. Anyway, April is voiced by Veronica Taylor, Casey's voiced by Mark Thompson, Gyoji voiced by Oliver Wyman, Domyo voiced by Mark Thompson, who did Casey. So, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So okay. So actually, that's good thing. So with could you tell there was like Mark Thompson doing the voice for both Casey and Domyo?
No, I actually couldn't. I didn't even realise that they were the same. I didn't even realise they're the same voice actors.
What? Okay. Well. It gets a little bit more crazier because he does like half the voices on the show.
Wait, when? Wait, what?
Yeah, no, he does half the voices on the show. Because he does all these ones. I'm pretty sure he's done some other ones from the episodes which we've watched already, but he does like so many characters. You know the character he voiced in the comics, Serling. He does the voice for that one. Yeah, he does so many voices for the show. It's crazy. And this is what I do dislike how in this modern like era of TV and movie and stuff like that, we're not getting good voice actors to do their jobs. We're getting the celebrities because I mean because if you look at like the 2012 show, they have really good actors but not great voice actors. Because you get someone like Mark Thompson who does like nearly half the cast, and you can tell that it was him. Whereas you get like 2012, the voice actors only do one character, and that's it. It's like how do we mess up this badly? Where like people aren't even able to do their jobs properly because you need to get someone better.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Yeah. Okay. So. Okay. So looking at Ted Lewis, he really hasn't done all too much, really, which is quite disappointing. The stuff which he's most famous for is Pokemon, where he played Granny and Corey and some other people. He was in Sonic X. He was in Yu-Gi-Oh! He really hasn't been in all too much. It's a shame, really, because he's a good voice actor, but he hasn't really done all too much, which is like a real shame. But yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so for the next episode, do you want me to tell you the name of the episode, because it's gonna reveal a lot? But I guess that's what I have to, really. The episode is called Return of Nano.
No way. Really?
Yeah.
Just so that I'm on the right page now, Nano was
the kid that died. The kid that was abused.
Yeah. The childlike machine that was like
abused, killed,
destroyed in a trash compactor, and just
screaming. Yeah.
Just Jesus Christ, we're going through that roller coaster again.
Yeah, but it's not as bad. But it's still a place in those themes of child abuse and stuff like that.
Oh my God, Jesus! I didn't.
A broken family.
I thought he's dead. Like, how can you come back from that? You know, he was crushed, melted down. There's no way he could survive that.
Well, look at the Shredder. He came back multiple times.
Yeah, because he's. Yeah, good point. He is. Yeah, that is a good point. But I guess he's the main character. Like, Nano was like a side character, which you told me that he didn't have any significant part to play in this. But now he's returning, so I'm guessing he does.
He's not an important character. He just shows up. Like this episode, it's got one more episode in season 5. He's not an important character whatsoever. He's just there, but just has a very troubling few episodes that he's in.
Why do they have to hate on him so much? Like, why? He could be used for something good.
This might also be a good time to say that this is the only time he appears in TMNT. He hasn't appeared in any other versions of TMNT.
I guess they can't show him being abused.
No, I'm sure it's fine. The new generation can relate to it.
Oh God.
Hashtag trauma.
Poor Nano.
It's sad that it's actually true with what I'm saying.
I know.
What do you think is going to happen in the episode?
I think Nano's going to come back. He's gonna
really?
Make a surprise. Yeah, no, really. No, I think he's going to come back, and I think he's going to be on the right side this time. I think he's not going to be exploited like he was. I'm hoping, at least.
Okay. Well, for your favourite part of the episode, who do you think is going to be starting it?
I think. Oh, this is going to be a difficult one.
It's one of the turtles.
Okay, that's good. I'm thinking Donnie, because Donnie is the tech guy, and of course Nano is a synthetic nanite technology, so I'm thinking that he's going to start it off.
You're wrong. It's Raph.
Of course. Yep, Raphael.
Because why wouldn't it be?
No, why would it be Raphael? Why, unless he wants to destroy Nano and talk badly about him, why is that?
Yeah, why not? Just, throw him in for a bit of fun.
Yep. Oh, poor Nano.
Oh well, moving on.
Poor Nano. Yep. Moving on.
But yeah, do you have anything else to say about this episode, or are you all done with this one?
To be honest, I think I'm done. I've said what I've needed to say, and I can't really say too much because I don't know that much because I have no idea what's happened this episode. Like, trying to piece it all together in my mind is just like doesn't make sense.
Yeah, let's say that overall it's a good episode to set things up for the future, but looking at where, how this episode was the main reason for all of it, it's so weird to see that this was where things started off from and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, so yeah, that's it for today, guys. If there's some, please share the subscribe and all stuff. Yeah, I've been your host, Teddy.
And I've been Hayden.
We'll see you soon. Goodbye, yo. Bye.
Bye.